2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Welcome everybody to TG Crypto on a Thursday evening. This is AZcrypto with my partner, MrFOMO. MrFOMO, we got a little bit of relief today after we taped yesterday. We crashed down to 34.3 because of the invasion. Unfortunately, sadly, we hope everyone is safe as can be in these horrible situations. But we did bounce back. At one point, at one point today, we got all the way up to 39.7, which is above the resistance area. Couldn't hold, but that was a good sign. And some people there was some Bitcoin donated to the Ukrainian army, and some people out there are saying that BTC does have value during crisis. That's yet to be proven. I think that's, unfortunately, it's going to take the situation to see if that's true. But we really have been going down. We've talked about this a lot, so we're not going to spend too much time on it. It was good to see a little bit of recovery. And really quickly, not to make this the Luna Terra show, but Luna put on another show today, went back up another 11%. And if you didn't watch our last episode, Luna has significant support now at 51 because of some buy-in of some whales. So just keep that in mind, not financial advice, but if you did want to layer into something and you we're comfortable doing so, and you don't have any exposure to Luna, I would recommend you really, really consider it, because I think it is going to be one of the top movers over the next couple of years, maybe even sooner if we recover. MrFOMO, today we got a very special episode. It's talking about making money even if the market is struggling. And I think this is a really important episode because we talked a couple days ago about people getting frustrated, people getting depressed, but there still are ways to get in the green even when crypto is down. And you stumbled upon something that our viewers may not be aware of. We've kind of mentioned it before, but one card of the Blockfolio card offers cash back in BTC. So when you spend, you get free BTC back versus using a credit card and getting cash back. Could you explain a little bit about that to our viewers?
Yeah, it's I mean, there's not much more than that. They've got an introductory rate of about 3.5% that breaks down to 1.5%. I think it's after 6 months. But it's a great way to build up your BTC without, going into your pocket. If you're going to use your credit card for your everyday purchases or even your big purchases, then to get that 3.5 or that 1.5% back in BTC is, you were going to spend that money anyway. Why not take that money back?
Yeah, and you're building your BTC vault, and then you can decide what to do. You can take it to another area. You can keep it on Blockfolio, but getting BTC back, the bigger the purchase, the more BTC you get back. So if you're going to make a major purchase, consider that. I want to talk about the VGX debit card, which should be coming out. Hopefully, let's cross our fingers, sometime next month, according to our big man, Steve. We'll hopefully get him on the show someday. It's coming. And the reason why I discuss this is right now, to get into the lower entry, which would give you 1% cash back, it is going to be under $600 of VGX that you'd have to spend. The price of VGX right now is well below $2. So that gets you free access to the debit card. And basically, the debit card is not a credit card. It can be used like a bank. So you have a lot of options. You could pay a mortgage. You could pay a car payment. And you're getting back VGX. And if you really wanted to get aggressive and get to 5,000 VGX, you would then get 2% cash back. If you are a mini whale, and now some of you are already in Voyager, some of you are not. Hopefully, MrFOMO, we can get your a relative close to you into VGX. We won't mention who that is, but maybe they're watching the show and maybe they'll come on the VGX bandwagon. We'll not to be named later, but right now VGX is really cheap, and we're not going to talk about the price going up right now. We're just going to talk about that debit card, You're going to earn free VGX back for every single purchase you make, whether it's buying a pizza, whether it's buying a car, whether it's buying a cup of coffee, whether it's paying your gas bill, your electric bill. It really adds up. And I know we're both very excited to get it. I know getting, I wouldn't mind maybe the third tier for me right now, 20,000 tokens, not realistic, but again, 5,000 tokens gets you 2% cash back on anything. And it has a routing number and a serial number, so you actually could, if you wanted to, put your money in there. And the thing is, it pays with USDC, so you're earning that 9%. And so it kind of ties in with the USDC with Voyager, where you're getting 9% for free, tax-free. It's a win-win. We've talked about it before, but maybe you're new to the program. Maybe this is the first time you've been watching us. We're going to put our Voyager codes down low today for the video, because this is a great time to accumulate VGX. And again, we've mentioned this before, but maybe you didn't catch the episode. Like I said, maybe you're new. All you have to do is deposit $100. You get $25 free of BTC, and now you're earning that 9% on however you put in. I do have a friend that is going to remain nameless. They put in 100K of USDC, and so they're getting a nice, and they're into VGX, so they're getting a nice. They're actually getting the 10% each month, tax-free.
A little monthly stipend.
Over $1,000. Okay,
right.
Think about that. Right. I know not all of our listeners can just throw in 100K like this big baller does, and he is a subscriber. We're not going to mention him by name, but it's something to consider. If you have a savings account and you want to earn a little extra money each month, it's something to consider. There's something that I wanted to say about that, and it's unique with the debit card versus a credit card. When you talk about that Blockfolio card, you can't say, like, let's say I have an airline miles card, right? Mm-hmm. And I put that down on all my bills normally, and then I just pay it off every month, and I just use that to build up those miles. Well, what if I use that to do that every month, and then I paid off my airline miles card with my VGX debit card, or that's with beautiful. The routing number? Like, if they wouldn't let me use the card, let's say I use the routing number, like you said, because that's what you're going to get. It's going to be, in all intents and purposes, a bank account. So let's say you put that routing number, however you have to pay, you're going to be able to maybe double dip on your airline miles card or your rewards card. Let's say you use the Blockfolio card and you pay it off with your, USD, or with your USDZ using the VGX debit card. Now look at how much you're accumulating there without even going outside your normal spending. And so I'm interested in exploring. Now that you're becoming your own bank, I think that you might be able to do things like that before the banks would stop you from being able to double dip. But here, I think you may be able, at least for a little while, you might be able to double dip a little bit and get double the rewards. I think it'll be more for a while because it's got the routing number. So I don't see I don't see an issue. Also, you are earning free VGX, and it's very low right now. And at some point, we are strong believers. We had Dom on. The great Dom. We'll have him back whenever VLP 2.0 comes out, whenever that is, or maybe we'll have him back if the debit card comes out, because he's actually gave great advice on his episode in terms of how he approaches things. I think it'll pay off in the long run. It's not going to pay off.
And I think that's a great point. Is whether you're using that Blockfolio card or the VGX card, whatever rewards you're getting, if you're getting them in a down market, you're getting more. You're accumulating more of an asset that's going to go up. You have faith that it's going to go up. So what's wrong with accumulating that asset?
You're paying bills that you would have to pay anyways.
Right. It's money that you would spend anyway.
It's not like you're going and buying a car that you wouldn't normally buy. If you do buy a car on it, even better. But I'm just saying, you don't have to make up purchases. These are everyday things that you need. Right. Now, I want you to talk about StormX, because I know you're a big proponent of it. We've both been on the project at some point. And you have a way for people to make money even if the StormX token is not going up. So please explain to our viewers how that can happen.
All right, there's a few ways, there's a few different wallets that they accept, and actually it's more than three. You can link your Coinbase, your MetaMask, and then they have this Wallet Connect that links a few different wallets. And I just linked my Trust wallet to it, right? And before I did that, I sent my StormX from my Voyager account to my Trust wallet. I linked my Trust wallet to the StormX app, and just like that, I was earning 7.5% paid out on a weekly basis. And I forget what the bottom tier was. I looked and just kind of to look what.
So just to tell your viewers, it's not a monthly. You're getting 7.5% weekly.
Yeah, well, 7.5% divided by 52 paid out over the week, right?
Okay.
So it's compounded weekly, but not necessarily the 7.5% every week, right?
Okay.
But the when you are staking in there, it's not just getting that, those staking rewards. You also get a multiplier on your cash back. And for instance, you mentioned $600 in VGX to get to the lowest tier. You can spend about $600 right now and get into one of the lower tiers. I don't think it's the lowest, but one of the lower tiers, and that will get you 1.5 times the cash back. And I think it might be like 31,000 StormX, and you're talking about an asset that's worth a penny right now. So 31,000, I think, what's that? $310. I'm terrible with math, but you spend that about that much, and you're going to walk away, probably a little bit more, but you're going to walk away with enough to multiply your cash back in StormX. And then when you withdraw, you're allowed to withdraw in many different currencies. I think Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cosmos, there's a bunch of different currencies that you can withdraw, and you don't have to just withdraw in StormX. But you can also just take that StormX and put it right back into that staking mechanism. But they have a bunch of tiers that go up. I think if you get 310,000 StormX, you get two times the multiplier. You get 3.1 million. You get I think 3 times the multiplier or something like that. But it's not crypto cashback at no stores. It's not like they don't have great partnerships. I looked at just the clothing section last night, and it took me probably realistically, there's probably 100 clothing stores in there that you can get cash back, and some of them were given as much as 20%. And so if you had a 1.5 or 2x multiplier on that, then you're getting 30%, 40% cash back in crypto that then you can convert. When you're taking it out, you can withdraw it in whatever you want, pretty much. I don't know why this project isn't exploding.
We can talk about that on another show. I have my theories about tokenomics and exposure, but I think it's
the partnerships and what they're
yeah,
giving.
it is.
Back
I think their time will come at some
investors
point.
Is
excellent. I think their time will come. I think they need a healthy BTC market, and it's not there. It's not gonna, right now, very few things are running. ETH is holding, Luna's holding, very little else. There might be a fake pop here and there. We saw Gollum. It's a very unknown crypto go up 23% today, but again,
if you like if you like Rakuten, or if you like Ibotta or Fetch, those things that get you the cash back based on your receipts or based on what you buy, then and you believe that crypto is the next step in currency, then I think that you probably will, once you learn about StormX.
Yeah, you're earning again, StormX, something you got to look at down the road. Market cap is extremely low. You're hoping that, and it was on our initial draft when we first started at the show. You're hoping at some point you will catch. I think you will. I think they're going to remain in business. They're partners with the Portland Trail Blazers. It's just
they also have their own debit card. So you also have a StormX debit card that you can earn rewards on there. So this project, I think, is going to be there. And why not accumulate? Again, this is an asset that's worth a little over a penny right now. If you're getting cash back on your purchases, they have partnerships with Adidas and New Balance and all these different shoe companies. If you got to buy shoes, you spend $100 on shoes and you get 8 or 10% cash back in StormX, you're getting a lot of StormX right there. And one day that could be an asset that's worth 10 cents, 20 cents. You might 10x your holdings there that you earned off of a purchase you were going to make anyway.
Yeah. So really, you are doing the work now to get the benefit later. Before we leave our viewers, I just want to go back to talk about BTC. Big number to look for is 39.6. Now we flipped 39.6 last time. We were in the 40s for almost a week, but we just couldn't hold. 39.6. I would love to see us, if possible, if we are going to make, and I'm going to be honest, I'm not fully confident anymore because of the invasion that March is going to be that green. But if it is going to turn around in March, getting over 40 it is pivotal. Getting over 40 is pivotal. The next levels to look at would be 44 and 48, but we got to get above 40 first. We got to get above that 39.6. We got to hold, and we got to see what happens. Because as horrible as it is that we have a conflict in Europe right now, there is a chance that BTC actually does become more valuable in a time of crisis. We don't know. It's going to play out in front of us.
I'm a believer in that theory, and one of those things is you saw today that there was a run on the banks, and the Ukrainian government put a cap on how much money you could take out. But if you're your own bank and you have your money in a hardware wallet or even on an exchange, right? Mm-hmm. Those exchanges aren't considered banks in that country yet. I don't know the laws.
No.
But anyway, you're free from those banks. You're free from those caps. Now you can grab your cash. Your freedom. I mean, you're free to even travel outside the country if you can find places that are able to, process your crypto, which will be increasing more and more, especially now that, you're seeing what's happening in Ukraine, in on both sides of the conflict. They're both adopting crypto more and more. So I think this will show that in a crisis, crypto actually can benefit you.
And if you were looking for a flip show, don't worry. Next week, we're going to do a layering in. So even if the market is down, we're going to talk about some coins to layer into. And some we're going to bring up we have not talked about before. So it should be exciting. For Mr. FOMO, this is AZcrypto. You guys have a great evening. See you later.
Yeah.